The Gorecast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror.
Also brought to you by iBleedIndie.com, your one-stop shop for all your horror rentals and purchases. Don't waste $10 on a soda, relax at home with iBleedIndie.com. Hello and welcome to this Easter Sunday edition of the Gorecast. I'm very, very out of sync. We'll fix it momentarily. I'm going to put an advert back on for a moment and I'll fix it.
The Gorecast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all...
Yeah, we're just out of sync. It'll go back in sync eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So, seeing as today is the day that Jesus rose from the dead, thus proving that zombies exist in a biblical form, who better to have on himself? Jesus, who you can find on Facebook as me, myself, and
myself, and Jesus, yeah.
And is on Snapchat as...
Paul is Jesus.
Paul is Jesus.
Nice and easy for you there, huh?
That's all good. 2 seconds there now. So we're another reason that we have Jesus on the show is I thought that today, in being the special day of days where zombies came into existence, that we'd kind of talk a little bit about religion in horror.
Oh, yeah.
2 minutes. It has stopped, supposedly. 2 seconds there now while I check that we're actually streaming. Sorry about this. I'm getting contrary messages to what I thought it says.
Just the way it goes.
No, we are in fact streaming.
Okay.
Okay. So, now that that's sorted. So, I said we were going to talk a little bit about religion and horror because they do essentially go hand in hand.
Yeah, religion and horror, you know what I mean? Usually religion has people dying, so, you know, we make movies off that. You got a horror, innit?
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, yeah, well, that's... you boiled that down really simply. I wasn't expecting that.
So good for you, Mike. No.
Well, what I was going to say was, like, it goes through horror in, like, several different ways because you have, like, say, The Exorcist, which we'll be talking about later on, where religion's a big part of that.
Yeah,
because
definitely. I see
someone's possessed by a demon, you got the priests, you got religion in there. Then there's, like, Friday the 13th, where the mother has Jason raised that you're not supposed to be doing certain things because a good Catholic boy doesn't do things that way.
Yeah.
Thus raising a serial killer who goes around finding people who have sex up by a can. And just chop them all up. And then there's all the fucking voodoo movies.
Yeah, to be fair, like, it's all, there's lots of, it's, because then again, some people look at religion as a whole babbly of horror kind of as well, you know what I mean?
There's plenty of stories where it's just, which is one of the reasons we picked Red State to cover later on, because it's an exact description of this, where it's religious fanatics basically going absolutely mental, thus creating an absolute torture chamber for a bunch of people. There's a film that we reviewed a couple of weeks ago, and we had the director on one of our other live Gorecasts, which was Tom Constable, who did, I know it's not Catholicism and stuff like that, but he did a film called Voodoo, which also did bring Catholicism into it, because they kind of dragged your one through her own, they drag her to hell, but because she's a Catholic, even though it's voodoo, she ends up going to hell, opposed to like whatever.
Hell.
It's a very complicated story. If you haven't seen this movie, you need to see it.
You gotta
it's
go
so
to
fantastic.
You're going to hell.
Hell.
Damn.
That's good. So maybe we'll jump into a trailer really quickly for a minute. We'll do The Exorcist first.
Yeah, alright,
and then we'll come back for it. So a little trailer for The Exorcist, and then we'll talk about The Exorcist, the original one, not the remake. So click. No.
Clicking.
Somewhere between science and superstition, there is another world. The world of darkness. expected it.
All right, let's see what the...
Nobody believed it. And nothing could stop it.
There are no experts. You probably know as much about possession as most priests. Look, your daughter doesn't say she's a demon. She says she's the devil himself.
I'm telling you that thing upstairs isn't my daughter. Now, I want you to tell me that you know for a fact that there's nothing wrong with my daughter except in her mind. You tell me you know for a fact that an exorcism wouldn't do any good. You tell me that!
The one hope. The only hope. The Exorcist.
Back to the studio. So that's the classic Exorcist, the one that had people running out of the cinema, getting sick in the cinema.
That's crazy.
Had someone getting
man.
sick in the movie.
They weren't used to that, man. They weren't used
No,
to that.
well, it was so graphic for the time because ordinarily as we did a similar episode with myself and Giz before, where we were kind of discussing this topic, and one of the reasons, like, the whole possession thing is so scary is you're completely losing control of your own faculties and everything.
Like, it literally is. Where does that you go? Where do you go while this
That's
thing,
the question.
That's it,
because you're probably, two people living in the same bedroom doesn't go down very well.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I would imagine you get zapped to hell. I would imagine,
and that's it. But like,
that's
you know
it.
what I mean?
You're
like,
there until they bring you back.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, what way does this portal system work, man?
Oh, my shoulder. That's all good. So, for anybody that doesn't know the story of The Exorcist, which I'd be surprised if anybody doesn't know the story of The Exorcist, but basically, Lancaster Murren is a veteran Catholic priest. He's an exorcist, but he doesn't really... they don't come around a lot, and at this time it takes a lot of proving, right? Which, from what I understand, it still is the same.
So
actually, it
there's
takes
a load of false alarms and shit, like, you know. What I mean?
Sometimes people just are fucking crazy.
Having that, man.
But this woman basically calls him in. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but her daughter's supposedly possessed. After a numerous amount of meetings with the daughter, they kind of get the drift, like, there's something going on here, guys, you know what I mean? Well, it starts to get progressively worse. Like, initially it's just a little bit of bed rattling and...
Yeah, but, like, even the bed rattling, like, what the hell's going on with this bed, man? There's a disturbance in the force.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. If you wanted to go all Jedi on it.
Yeah, but, man, it's fucking mad. Like, I've never experienced any table wobbling now, I know.
Have you been around for a lot of exorcisms?
No, not
the way you're saying.
No. But just in general, you don't hear too many stories about like fair enough ghosts and shit flying across a room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never really had something fly out my room. Do you ever?
But like when someone's getting the demon removed in a possession kind of scenario,
there's gonna be some crazy.
Well, you're kind of the guy they'd be talking to. You were the big lad.
I suppose, but like there's gonna be some crazy energy in that room, isn't there? Like there's all sorts of shit going on, man.
Yeah, well, you got people with demons in them. You got numerous priests ordinarily, worried parents.
Yeah,
lots of tension.
Yeah.
In relation to the Exorcist film specifically, there's a lot of vomit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that girl can blow.
And then again, her blowing, and then in the cinemas, people everywhere getting sick, going crazy. So lots of vomit.
Yeah. Sorry, we'll check the old social media page here now.
Cool.
So literally everybody in the world is not in America at the moment. throw out this metal festival.
Should look.
Oh my god, the internet is very slow tonight. There we go. We're going up anyway. So, sorry about this. Usually I have someone else talking about the films with me there as well,
sure.
while I get to do my technical thing. Where were we? We were discussing your part.
I'm partaking in it because, you're coming to me to help fight the demons. So in some cases demons, some cases in this one they think it's actually the devil himself. Like so.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so there's some real shit going on.
So from a Jesus perspective, where instead of like we know what the priest needs to do for an exorcism, so when you're getting ready to bring the demon out of the body from the Jesus side of things, what's on your checklist of stuff that I need?
Checklist stuff, right? You're going to want to have the old cross because supposedly that fucking puts the fear of God in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you have the holy water. You have him saying, I can't remember the saying. You know what I mean? He keeps saying this thing over and over again.
The power of Christ.
Yeah, that's it.
The power of Christ.
So he has the cross and he's doing all this with the holy water. That's what I'm getting at, man. You know, you want to reach out to me, you know?
I think that's Jason Miller. No, Jason Miller's the young priest.
Sure, look.
Max von Sydow.
I wouldn't even have been able to pronounce that, so I'm glad you got on that one.
I don't know. I feel like people are going to tell me I'm completely saying it wrong.
Sure, look.
I'm
going to share this, man.
Good. You Snapchatting now?
Oh, my bad, man. I'm sharing it out to the world. We're live, man. So what we got going on here, man?
So we're still trying to do The Exorcist, but we keep getting distracted. So anyway,
sorry, my bad.
It's all good. You are.
I'm Jesus, and I'm unpredictable, my friends. I'm sorry.
That you are.
Because if you think about it, you know, some similarities. You know what I mean? So come on,
Some similarities.
Well, you know what I mean? Like Jesus. You know, it's kind of I play off it, but you know what I mean. I've got some similarities, so it comes easy to me. You know.
Beard, hair, gown.
That's it, man.
Fantastic beard, fantastic hair.
Well, thank you very much.
It is. So,
it is a crazy film, right?
Yeah.
And we're getting to the bed rocking stage now.
Well, we were saying that loads of mad shit happens where the bed's rocking and she's puking and stuff like that. But it's basically the old priest played by von Sydow. I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong, but anyway, he they end up calling him. No, they don't call him. He ends up getting called in last. It's the younger priest gets called in, and it's basically they think she's possessed. Well, they think she's sick, but they also think she's possessed because she's going freaking crazy.
She's freaking out. She's having some sort of weird. She's not herself, and the stuff she's coming out with isn't like anything the child should know. So that's when it starts getting freaky. The mother starts asking too many questions then.
Yeah, there's the kind of the incredible scene of her literally crabbed over, crawling across the.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like all over. Like the child's not going to be doing it. Like what kind of shit could be going wrong with your brain? That has to be like legit, man. You know.
It's all good. I just have to keep checking here. Finally, my video won't load. Sup, Jesus. Jane O'Doherty says hello, Jesus.
How are you getting on, Jane?
Everyone's saying hello, Jesus.
How are you getting on, Aaron? What's the crack?
We'll leave that there so you can see what's coming in. Although I think, because the internet's being really arsey, we have to keep reloading.
Oh, that's no problem.
Yeah. Because the thing just keeps going slow.
Live. Check us out.
Whether I'll come to this one. There we go.
Boom.
Video won't load. It's working here, Greenie. From what I can see. Maybe reload the page, dude.
Boom. Yeah, man. I love this movie, though. I do. I've seen this. I wanted to watch it. It scared the crap out of me, you know. Even today's standards, you know what I mean? So,
yeah. So, anyway, meanwhile, back in Georgetown.
Back in
Georgetown, you have Chris McNeil, who's playing the mother, and her 12-year-old daughter, teen Regan.
Yeah.
I have finally found my page with my little cheat notes on it. It's research.
That's what you gotta do, man.
So she's wrapped up in the fact that the daughter's absolutely all acting weird and making weird noises and stealing things and constantly making obscene language. Later on, really obscene language.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. She brings the mummies into it, people.
Oh.
If you haven't seen it, she brings the mummies into it. And I don't know the way things are done everywhere else, but in Ireland, you don't be bringing the mummies into it.
You don't be bringing the mummies into it.
You don't be bringing the mummies into it.
They're forced to be reckoned with, them mummies in Ireland.
Yeah, she's like threatening the mother. She's getting, she's having like violent outbursts at school and all this kind of stuff. So eventually, they think she's crazy,
Yeah.
but the mother doesn't think she's crazy, so she ends up calling the priest in. The doctors think, even the doctors eventually, because of all the crazy shit that's going on, even think she's possessed, so they kind of recommend that.
It's crazy when the doctors start thinking, hold on, it's not...
Well, plenty of people saw her, as I mentioned previously, plenty of people saw her do the crab thing down the stairs. Well, not only down the stairs, she kind of starts off up a wall into the corner and then down the stairs.
Like, can you imagine that?
She does walk down at some stage and just piss in the middle of front of
Yeah, and that's just like freaky, like.
Well, it's.
But like, do you know what I mean? Like the whole kind of thing of gravitational pulls, like, there's no way she's getting up on them walls, man. That's just weird. I suppose if you did do that.
Gravitational pulls, Jesus.
Like, do you know what I'm saying, man? How she's getting up on them walls, man?
You're confirming science here. This is a breakthrough, people. I'd imagine it's by the power of Satan, who, as you pointed out very aptly earlier, is the one that they think is actually possessing the child in the first place. As I said, she does just wander downstairs and just the mum and dad are kind of having a bit of a to-do and she just pisses herself.
But you know what I don't get is, like, it's... When you see the girl in the movie, you know what I mean? The girl is the girl, but when you see it when it's the demon, it's like... If I was anyone in that house, it's not the girl anymore. Like, that thing is about to run... Like, who that is, why would you not be so scared to run away? Like, it's not...
Well, I suppose it
changes. She changes, man. Like, I'd be so scared, man.
But...
Like, do you know what I mean? It's like... It's not the girl anymore. If it is the devil,
like,
when it's walking around them, then I think it's the devil just, like, in a new suit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it still is, like, on a moral level, it's still your loved one. Underneath it,
yeah, man.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like a zombie scenario.
No, I know. You know, you're going down the zombie scenario,
which
like...
you technically are, as you pointed out earlier. But it's not like a zombie scenario where it's my loved one, but she's now just a brain munching.
Yeah. But I'd be more afraid. I'd more like, for her safety, I would try lock. Like, it's gone serious. I would lock her up because for my safety, I'm scared of the devil. Like. As in,
but that's why they had her tied to the bed.
Yeah, I suppose they got to that stage eventually, but like when she's going around the house freely.
If I remember correctly, she was tied to the bed, and then that's why they were all super surprised because she was crawling around the walls.
Oh my god, man! It's been a while since I've seen, but that's blown my mind.
Then there's the moment where she literally nearly loses her head. Well, she doesn't lose her head.
Oh yes, oh no, that is insane, isn't it, man?
Your grandmother will, or your mother sucks male chickens in hell.
Like, it's so crazy, like, and then they're like,
censored it.
Yeah, thank you very
much. I'm wary of the way things are supposed to be done.
Yeah. Well, not drink of water. I'm not turning it into wine.
It's around this stage that I wonder how long before the church actually literally shuts us off Facebook somehow.
Sure, look, I'm good with them. I'm in there. I'll start that out.
Yeah, so where were we? Loads of crazy shit had happened. Eventually it gets to the stage that the young priest, I know that Von Sandow did the other guy, I can't remember the other guy's name again, it's gone out of my head, but seeing as predominantly through comedy and many other version sketches of The Exorcist, they've always been known as Old Priest and Young Priest.
Right, yeah.
Well, if you
that's the way you go.
Well, if I was ever possessed, I wouldn't take any sort of possession scenario seriously, or sorry, should I say exorcism scenario seriously, unless there's a young priest and B, an old priest.
Yeah, it's classic.
The way it's done.
Classic. Do you know what I mean? You have the young lad knows, you know what I mean? The
so,
old lad's always experienced.
The old priest is kind of called in because he's the more senior veteran, and he's kind of like done
the guy.
Hundreds of exorcisms, which he kind of stopped doing because one had gone completely tits up, if I remember correctly.
Jeez,
yeah. But he gets called in. He's very old. He's kind of sick as well. The whole praying and all of that kind of starts. The famous line, as you mentioned earlier, the power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
It's crazy. It's powerful saying, man.
Powerful stuff there. So eventually the battle between the old priest and or possessed Regan just takes its toll on the old priest and he ends up kind of collapsing.
Yeah.
We never find out, is it dead? You're presuming dead. It's very hard to tackle looking-ish.
It's hard to tackle looking-ish. Like, he's gone out, but like,
he's gone out. The young priest is trying to battle the demon then by doing another multitude of prayers and things like that. But unfortunately for him, it's just impossible to get the demon, because once a demon gets out, the demon wants to stay out.
It needs to go somewhere.
It's got to go somewhere. So the priest did the only moral thing he could think of, sucks El Demonico into him, and then turks himself out a window.
Bye.
Like
see you later. Sayonara.
Tissue from a snotty flu kind of thing.
And in the wind.
And in the wind. Just whoosh. Gone in the wind. That's basically it.
That's crazy. Well, like, that's like, wow. They literally, that was it.
But that's like the whole possession films, like the whole genre. You got like Possession of Emily Rose, as myself and Giz were talking about before, which I really want to do in the show at some stage.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Possession of Michael King?
No, I seen another Possession of someone, and in the remake.
That's actually like a multi-religious version of a movie, because it's basically his wife dies and she's very kind of superstitious and stuff, and she's into, like, not into voodoo, but she believes in all of this kind of thing. She dies anyway, and basically he loses all faith and everything. He thinks there's a bunch of BS about all of the stuff, because basically she got her tarot cards read, and she was only in the place that she dies. She was only there because the tarot card reader told her.
Really, yeah.
She needed to be there for something.
So that was a load of all, like, she thought she was getting set up, or like it was just all about.
Not so much set up, but
I
think she thought it was going to be like riches, not ditches. So but basically he thinks it's a load of BS. So he goes off and starts shooting a documentary about how all of these kind of voodoo religions and things like that are all BS, and he ends up kind of getting himself possessed by loads of demons.
Really? To
prove that it's bullshit, but it turns out that it's not bullshit, and he ends up being possessed by
crazy, man.
multiple demons all at the same time, and it gets...
That's crazy, man. I can only imagine where that one's going.
It's one of the best possession movies I've seen in years.
Do you know what?
And it's also one of the best found footage movies I've seen in years, because
they're hard to come by.
Because your man is A, a filmmaker in it. The character is a filmmaker, and B, he's shooting a documentary. So the fact that it's done, it's found footagey, but it's already half edited for a documentary.
That's grand, like, you know what I mean? That's crazy.
So, because he does the typical thing, he has a guy following him around with a camera, and then he has.
And then it's easier to film that way. You know what I mean? Straight in then,
That's no. If you get it, I'm assuming, as I said earlier, everyone has seen The Exorcist at this stage. But if you haven't seen The Exorcist, see it. But if you haven't seen The Possession of Michael King, for the love of God, you will actually get scared.
It's
legit awesome.
I got scared from The Exorcist, and I don't know, man. This gonna be scary.
Was this when you saw it back in 1979?
No. I only watched this I think it was like a couple of years ago in my room, man. I was like, I'm gonna get into this for the first time.
Okay. The Possession of Michael King is just, it's literally, I don't give many movies a 9.
Jeez, man.
And I'd give it a solid 9, like without a worry.
Right.
It's just,
I know, and
everything on
compared to Paranormal Activity, kind of.
Oh, they're pretty crap.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like,
sorry, don't get me wrong. I kind of enjoy them as a thing to just throw on and watch.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be sending them in for any
Horror
Wars.
But like the way is it filmed, like as a documentary, is it like the way how someone would document a horror film, for found footage wise, you know what I mean?
It's the storyline that they draw out in the first place for it.
Yeah.
Is brilliant. I'm actually going to find a trailer for that. No, it'll be fine.
No.
People can look up the trailer. It's the way to do the storyline out in the first place. So I on a personal level, I really like the reasoning for him to start shooting the documentary. Yeah. I think it's awesome.
Right.
And it also does explain why he's so carefree to the wind about doing all of these rituals. Where he gets possessed. B, the camera work is fucking amazing.
Nice. I appreciate a really good camera, because
really good, because he's basically the presenter of it, and it's a professional cameraman.
So he wanting it good, and anyway.
Yeah, and there's the typical, as I said, cameras in the house and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
He has his kid living there, and if I remember correctly, it's the ex-Mrs.'s, or not ex-Mrs., but dead Mrs.'s sisters living in the house, who kind of minds the kid as well. Like the mum's not long dead, like in the last 12 months kind of thing. The the graphics / practical effects, savage.
Nice. So
Like
there's
real-
good.
real
good
scary.
Good production for what they got out. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
it's not like it's done with found footage because it needed to be done like found footage.
yeah.
Opposed to where a lot of found footage movies are because I don't have the money to make a big Hollywood movie.
Right. Well,
So I'll do it
then-
found footagey because it saves on budget.
So that's
Whereas this was a relatively big budget film,
jeez.
and they did a found footage because it needed to be done found footage.
Nice.
'Cause
Then
you-
you know
you
it's
kinda-
going to
you
be
really
quality.
get
Then yeah.
Really getting the seat. Like there's a bit where he's like they're talking. He's looking at the camera and he's talking to himself, and there's like a screen with him, like his face through the camera on it. And even though he's looking at the camera, all of a sudden you see the eyes and the head turn to him start talking. He's there literally talking to himself.
That's crazy.
It's absolutely, it's so good. It's like an absolute roller coaster.
Man, I get
Like,
sucked into films.
have a pillow.
Oh
Because
no!
you'll need a pillow.
I'm a guy. I'm
Yeah.
them guys.
You'll need a pillow. Be prepared to get taken to some dark places because the demons in him make him do some effed up
Holy
shit.
man,
Yeah.
this gonna be a hell of a film, man.
Yeah, it's a hell of a- I'll put it on once we finish this.
Nice, I can't wait.
Because I literally for once could be like, who's in the house?
Jesus in the house.
It's great. Okay, so we'll cut to a quick advert from our sponsor, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about Red State, the awesome. It's not really a full horror movie.
All right. Well,
It's no, it is a horror movie, but it's kind of like it's very horror movie up until like halfway through it, and then it gets very action movie.
oh really?
Yeah,
Right.
well, more like kind of like a crime movie,
Right. So.
but it's very good.
all right, sure. Look.
It's very good. So we'll cut into the advert from American Horrors, and we'll come back and we'll talk about Red State, and then we'll do a trailer.
Nice one.
Okay, cool. Me and Jesus will be back there now in 2 seconds.
See you in a bit. Bye.
Lads, I'm so fucking bored. Weird. I don't remember turning the TV on.
Welcome to the new American Horrors channel on Roku. Streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all night, all day, all horror. Hi, I'm Hart D. Fisher. As owner and operator of the world's greatest uncut 24 hours a day, 7 days a week horror channel, American Horrors, it's my job to let you know that I'm choking to death on this smoke. Okay, we're still rolling, right?
Back to the studio.
How are you getting on?
That's good. So that's a little advert from our homeboys over at American Horrors. Harty Fisher's American Horrors, available on Roku and Philemon. Horror 24 hours a day,
Check
7
them
days a
out.
week.
Who doesn't like horror 24 hours, 7 days a week?
Yeah,
Like?
and it's good vintage horror stuff.
Ooh, getting
Yeah.
old school.
Stuff from back in your day.
Way back when.
Yeah, 80. So, as I mentioned earlier, the next thing, I'm just pulling up my little cheat sheet of people
That's what you gotta do,
for the
man.
cast.
That's what you gotta do.
That's what you gotta do. As I said, the next one that we were going to cover was Red State, which is by Kevin Smith, which I really liked this number one because A, I'm a serious Kevin Smith fan.
Yeah.
Because he's awesome. B, because I hadn't seen him do this style of movie before.
Right. So it was a game changer for you to see what he was like in this style of thing.
he's as everyone knows, he's kind of like mostly well known for like the Mallrats series, Clerks, James and Bob Strike Back, Dogma, all that kind of thing. Although Dogma was very cool, even though it was technically a Jay and Silent Bob movie.
Yeah. But there was like they did go somewhere different with it, like, do you know what I mean? The whole
Yeah, it was very like it took. Actually, that's a fucking very apt religious movie right there.
Yeah.
Buddy Christ.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You should really. I really think now that I have you here,
Right.
opposed to just doing this, and now that I have you here, I really do think you should kind of adopt the Buddy Christ thing because I feel like they had some
Buddy
bad
Christ.
points.
Be Buddy Christ. Check them out.
Well, I know when you're down here now at the moment, you're dancing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'll put up a little flash of if you somehow don't know who this guy is. I'll put up a little flash in a while. Or actually, I'll also. What I did forget to do was forget to share this to.
Yo, Facebook.
Do you have this shared, or do you
I
need
have
to
it
share
shared.
this? Oh, you have it shared.
I have it shared on my page.
Okay, perfect. That's all good. So,
So yeah, but Buddy Christ.
Yeah, I do, because I do think that, as they pointed out in Dogma, I do believe that this is a very old vision of you now. Do you know what I mean?
This
like
me, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, right,
like I'm thinking nice white shirt, nice red tie.
The reason in it is, right, I suppose I see where you're going. I have the platform now. I can start developing it.
Christ, the 21st century.
I would love to be more myself, because you know what I mean. I am different in any way. You know what I mean. You have to be.
Because like
this is the typical.
You did essentially just kind of flip a rock off you and kind of just stuck with the one look.
Yeah. It's the way it went was like I didn't go out set out to be Jesus. Jesus came upon me, which is kind of weird to think about. Like I just grew the hair and I grew the beard. I wasn't going for anything. Do you know what I mean? My nickname eventually became Jesus, and then
aptly so. I was having to scroll through your Facebook earlier, and I saw as you were going back through 17 and stuff like that. And you had the little emo-y fringe kind of thing.
You had to grow out the awkward stage.
There's emo Jesus.
Yeah, I was like the old Bieber hairstyle, and I had the whole head flick. Oh man.
Yeah. We've all been there. God, what was I talking about? Red State anyway. So Red State, as I said, kind of not like changed my opinion of Kevin Smith, but like it showed me him in a different direction, and it's just so raw and gritty. It's so good. It's so good. So it's basically starts off with there's a little bit of a pre-title thing, but I'll keep that on the QT because just in case you haven't seen it, because it's in the last.
Don't want any spoilers. Too many spoilers.
Let me double check here, just what year it was. Red State, 2011. So it's only in the last 6 years. So just in case people haven't gotten around to seeing that yet, I'm not going to say the start because the start is whopper.
Really,
just a little pre-credit sequence, but it's very good. But basically starts off then with three kids. They're in high school. They're having a chat about I can't remember the name of the app. Oh no, was it Tinder?
Oh, the Tinder, Twitter. Yeah, Tinder's one where you're swiping.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's basically like a kind of a dating app. Right. Well, a hookup and TFT app.
Oh really? So it's like a more full-on version of Tinder.
Yeah.
All right.
Tinder's going to that. But basically, so one of the guys is on it. They're all horny, little, rambunctious little teenagers, and they're all looking to blossom.
Give me it. That's what they wanted it.
They're all. I'm trying to put this as aptly as eloquently as possible.
You can say it, man. They wanted to get laid.
Jesus put it the best.
That's what it's up.
So there. So turns out that one of the lads is talking to this older lady,
right,
who's willing to accommodate the three of them.
That's mad.
That's shall we say?
She's open for business.
I think that's what? I think that's as eloquently as I could have put that.
All right.
So she's willing to accommodate the three of them. So after a bit of there's two of the guys that are totally up for it. They're just like, Then there's one of the guys that's a little bit like, man, is it not a bit weird? All three of us been all
there's something going on here, man. I don't know if I'd like that now.
So eventually the guys
touching
do
swords.
the guys do
two lads.
Every hole to go, I suppose, would be the way that
the two guys and the lad get in and then
they all three of them. So
there's always a lad that won't do it at the start. You have to take them on a bit.
They're so they all finish up school for the weekend. They do the round robin where Johnny's staying in Dan's house and Dan's staying at Johnny's house. So they all do that. They go head up and meet up with this lady.
That's crazy.
They end up getting a bit distracted while having a heated discussion in the car and smack clean into the side of another car, which it turns out to be the sheriff's car. What's going on?
Right.
What's going on is the sheriff is being received in the mouth of a young Mexican man who's hopped over the border. So that's what's going on there. So the sheriff doesn't go chasing them, obviously, because
he's too busy.
He's too busy. So the lads head off. They meet up with the lady. The lady's quite older lady, but quite good looking and well put together for her age, as the guys point out. Well, I'll leave that up to you.
They didn't get catfished or not. She was legit when they got there. In a way.
It gets a little bit catfishy. It gets a little bit catfishy around this stage. So what ends up happening is the guys all go in. She offers them all a beer. They're all like, okay, cool. She's like, you better drink up your beers now because I won't let anybody enter me unless they've had at least 2 beers.
What the hell, man?
She's a classy lassie. So
This
anyway,
is mad.
they drink the beers anyway. They go back down. She sends them back down to the bedroom to get their gear off and get ready for the.
So the boys
ready to do the devil's work, quote unquote.
Well,
ready to do the devil's work, which should be sign number one if you're hooking up with a lady. Then if she calls it the devil's work, there's a very good chance.
Oh man,
you're getting worse than catfished, because what happens is
it
turns out those beers are laced with droppy down pills. And they all hit the ground like a ton of bricks.
Shit.
Then they wake up to two very burly looking lads coming in the door.
Two lads coming in.
Two very burly big lads coming in the door who cart them off and throw them in the back of a van.
So
at which point they pass out.
Set up.
Yeah, set up. So it's around this stage that the sheriff has decided to come back to the sheriff's station. He's all upset because someone has seen him.
That is mad. Yeah. Well, obviously,
with a border jumper, and he is a married man with a couple of kids. So
that's crazy, man.
Not married to another man as well. So I'd imagine that coming out probably would be a good
that
thing.
is.
So anyway, he says it to the deputy about some kids hitting up the side of his car.
Yeah.
Sends the deputy off to find the car just to. Mostly, he says he wants to swap insurance numbers, but it's mostly to find out, what did you see? What did you see? Did you see anything? I hope you didn't see anything. What did you see?
Yeah, that's it.
So that's all good. So they eventually cuts back to the kids then at this stage, and they're getting hauled into this. There's kind of the main. He'd be kind of like the boss of the group.
Yeah.
He'd be the big dick, I suppose.
The
Main
lad.
He'd be the big dick, and the lads would be the two balls.
Yeah.
To quote Snatch. So he's in a cage now. They're all tied up in cling film. Because it turns out if you cover anything in cling film enough, it's fucking hard to get out of it.
Shit, really? So it is like
we're not actually sponsored by cling film or anything like that.
Cling film is some good shit, man.
Cling film is some good shit.
You can wrap your sandwiches in that shit, man. That should be fresh for days.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. We are not sponsored by Cling Film, but I'm going to use this as a very good chance to bring these up. We're not sponsored by Cling Film, but we do have a Patreon and Twitter page that if anybody ever wants to... Oh, shit. We'll just move them up here.
There you go.
There we go. So we do have a Patreon and Twitter page that you have to clock over. That was as good a time as any, I think.
Yeah, I suppose,
We've gone that way. So anyway, the kids are... the main guy's in a cage. He thinks it's kind of a joke. I don't know why you would think it's a joke.
Yeah.
These guys...
Well, you'd probably be like, hope
it
is.
At no stage when from the time they see these guys, even while they're a little bit out of it, at no stage do these guys look like they're taking the piss about anything.
Really? Yeah.
At all.
Scary.
Oh yeah, no, these guys are 100% taking it on.
Man, these films, I don't know if I can handle them, man.
Yeah. You also see these guys. It's basically these guys are part of the 5 Points Church.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like the I can't remember the name of that family. I won't mention the name. You know who I'm on about?
I think
the super Bible basher guys.
Yeah.
Over in the States. So it literally one of the scenes at the start of the movie is these guys at a gay guy's funeral.
Yeah.
Protesting the fact that he's gay and saying that he has no reason to. Which at this stage I'd like to point out that no one at the EJS has any issues with anybody being gay. By all means, be gay if you want.
Sure.
It's just.
I was at a gay bar last night and I had great crack. So saying that now, Dublin, having a crack out there, boy.
Jesus.
You gotta represent, you know what I mean? You gotta represent. Was there with some friends, had a good time, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So anyway, 315 views. There we go, we're picking up. Diane Jennings. I think that's a wavy hand there.
That's
let
Diane.
Jesus know. I'm sorry I couldn't. Oh, Greenie, the boss, wants to let you know that he is sorry that he could not be there, but we will have to do it again.
No problem.
He kind of only comes back from the dead once a year, Greenie.
But you know what? You know, Jesus is everywhere. You know, he's not gonna. You know,
that's cool.
I could be here.
Well, if you're willing to come back.
Alright, if you want to get me back on, I'll come back on.
I like having Jesus on. Have you seen Greenie? I'll show you Greenie here very quickly.
Give us a look.
Yeah, he's good.
Actually, do you know what? I will get the comments up and let's see what's going on.
Actually, that'd be great. You chat away to people there.
Right. Let me just unmute it on this thing now. You know,
unmute it.
Double feedback.
There, Greenie O'Shivers. There we go. This is the boss here now. Of course, the one time we go to show him your photo, Greenie, it's the cartoon version of you. There we go.
Wow.
That's the boss.
Good man. Holy shit.
The cartoon version of him. It's all cartoons.
No, but I can see. I remember. I think I seen him on last night. I think I watched one there last week. I think it was.
Yeah.
Seen him on there talking about.
He's good. Yeah, Greenie pops in there the odd time anyway. So, no, where was I? Oh yeah, so anyway, the kid's getting brought in. Eventually, he winds up, and you can tell it's kind of like a potato sack kind of material that's put over the cage. So he's able to kind of see through it.
Yeah.
You can tell he's in a church because everyone's singing hymns and all of this kind of thing.
So like there's just a whole heap of people in
there's a good 100 people there.
It's like a cult job.
Technically Christian, but yeah.
All right.
Extreme. They kind of work off more of the Book of Revelations. Yeah.
That's crazy. All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very fire and brimstone. They're kind of from the kind of
the Skyrim.
They said screw. Yeah, they kind of went fuck the love my neighbour kind of lark, and more the you shall be smoten for anything against the Lord or pretty wow. So
can't do nothing.
So anyway, the kid hears loads of screaming and stuff like that. He kind of pulls at the cloth and pulls it through the cage.
Yeah.
A little kid comes over and lifts up the cage at one stage, and then the mother brings him back. At which point he finds out the mother is the lady that they were DTF with the night before. Yeah.
What? The mother?
The mother, the little girl that comes over to lift the cloth off of the cage. Her mother goes to grab her and pull her back, and as you see the mother come in to grab her and pull her back, it's the lady it's the lady they were all there to DTF.
That is.
Yeah.
Oh.
So at this stage, he starts legit panicking, as you can imagine, because.
That's no joke, man. That's no joke.
You started off for a bit of granny fun, and then
you see
you
feel the end of your life coming here.
So anyway, he manages to pull the cloth down off the cage by pulling it into the cage. At which point he finds, if I remember the story correctly, a gay guy cling filmed onto a cross.
No way.
Yeah, cling filmed onto a cross. They all start basically haggling him and giving out and stuff like that. Blah blah blah. Then they watch him. I need a session. What? Oh no, that's from YouTube.
Bing,
okay.
bing, bing, bing.
They end up. God, Green, you mentioned me in a comment.
Okay. Greenie, we do, man.
Wonder would this one be better than Johnny Danger Deadly? Which? Yeah, that's good. That's good. Where you can see your face. That's awesome. Thanks for that.
Yeah, well, I see what he was going with.
Yeah, so anyway, they end up kind of wrapping the gay guy's face in cling film, and then they shoot him in the head.
Shit.
Shoot him in the head with a gun, then they cover the hole with cling film, and then they dump him down into a pit that's below the cross.
This is all what they think religion, like they're all like, get rid of it.
Yeah, so they drop him into the hole, at which point when he lands in the hole, you find that his other two friends are tied up downstairs in the body hole, but they're alive.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so they just have him in storage. So
what's he thinking? Why is he the more in the cage job?
Well, he's obviously after establishing very quickly, because these guys are known around the town for hating gay people. I can't remember the name of the people in real life that they're kind of based off of, but they're it's what's your man's name? Randy is the name of the guy, the main dude, who's just about to get taken out of the cage.
Right.
He so they're basically taking him out of the cage. They're now cling filming him onto the cross.
After him seeing that, he's
freaking out. He's freaking out obviously because he's like, I'm not fucking gay.
That's why he was like,
I'm not fucking gay. What's the problem? So they politely explain, going, were you not about to do the devil's work with two other men and that woman over there? So they're kind of like, as I said, these guys are fire and brimstone, so that's gay enough for them.
That is fucking this.
You're swinging swords in a room.
That's what I'm saying, man.
You're trying to occupy the same space. Nope.
That is lousy, man.
That doesn't. Yeah, it's kind of a shit buzz.
Because, like, I'm all for that. Do you know what I mean? I'm all for, a little bit of fun from
There's revolutionary religious barriers just getting broke down here.
It's all fun and games, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until it needs to be serious.
Anyway. Oh, sorry, got the hiccups. Anyway, as I was going to say, so he's getting tied up to. He's getting tied up to the cross at the stage that he's about to. Oh yeah. Also at this, you find out who the head of the church is in here, and he's the guy. Have you seen from Dusk Till Dawn?
Dusk Till Dawn. Do you know what? I'm not sure. I don't think so. My friend.
Is this Red State?
I could probably have. It's just me and my fucking memory, man.
Well, I'll just try and get his name here. He's a really big actor, and the name is just absolutely eluding me.
Never good with names.
He plays the sheriff in the Dusk Till Dawn movie, not the TV series, because it's Don Johnson in the TV series. Michael Parks, that's his name.
Right.
So he's the head of the church, and he's some character. Like he's you could see how people would end up following him. He's very charismatic, as batshit fucking crazy as he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus,
he is, yeah.
what the hell? Like?
Yeah, he's batshit crazy, but like he is, he's pretty
messed.
Yeah, well, as Giz would say about the Cult of Christers, yeah, they're batshit crazy. That's basically
really. Yeah, that's it. Just mental.
Yeah, so these guys, as I said, they're like serious
that's
extremists.
Mad.
Yeah, so
how could you get into something so heavy, man? That's crazy.
Well, it's my pappy was a preacher in this church, and my grandpappy was a preacher in this church. You know, so it's just been handed down from generation
Things
to generation.
Things do get handed down. Sometimes, you know.
So anyway. At this stage, one of his friends manages to get loose. Good move.
Right, nice.
So he starts...
I would be that guy trying to get out of there.
He starts to take tacky. Unfortunately, the other friend can't seem to get his things going, and which I thought was unusual for a horror movie, which I liked. He kind of put the realism in.
What that?
Where you know the way usually they'd be like, "Oh, I can't leave you, Jimmy. I can't leave you." This guy gave it a good solid 60 seconds. He gave it a good solid 60 seconds.
Please, come on, get out with it.
He gave it a good solid 60 seconds of the film, but once he heard the guys coming, he was like, fucking see ya. I'm out. Gone. He did a John Cena on it. Can't see me.
You can't see me.
Gone. Out the door.
I would have to say I might agree with you. Like literally, if I would be the 60-second guy, I'd give you a minute, but I'm gone. I need to save myself.
I know. Technically, by the bro code.
Yeah, but like
I know.
No, life or death. I'm
taking it from both sides of the sword here.
Right.
Technically, by the bro code, you should not leave a man down.
Right, yeah, I know.
You never leave a man
understandably,
behind. But from the logic code, if I don't leave this room now, they are going to fucking kill me.
And you.
Or they might wait to fucking strap you to a cross, but they are going to fucking kill me. And then they're going to fucking strap you to a cross and kill you. If I break out, you're still tied up there, so you haven't done anything wrong. There is a chance that I might be able to get the cops involved or something.
Right.
So I can get the logic versus bro code.
Right, yeah, well I see that, and plus, there's still a chance for the other guy, like
you died for all our sins, what would you do?
You know what?
If anyone can make the call now.
If you're asking Jesus what he would do.
I'm legit asking Jesus what would he do in this scenario.
If you're asking me what I would do, right, I was just saying, look, because I would be the guy that most probably would have gotten out of that situation, and I'm like, look, you know man, I'm fucking hurry up, quick, he's coming, right, you know what? You hurry up and get out. I'm getting out of here.
Why are you the guy that would have most likely got out of the
Because I have a feeling.
Because you're Jesus.
No, just because I have a feeling I've been in situations where I'm the guy that's like gotten out of trouble the easiest. Do you know what I mean? You're the person you wouldn't have been able to. So I feel like
you've come back from the dead.
Yeah, you know.
So that means you can't get out of trouble. If anything, your major thing was it ended very badly. I'm not trying to bring it up.
It ended badly, but it ended badly. But
it's the Westboro Baptist Church.
Boom.
That's it. No. You can thank Greenie for that. Thank you. Sorry, completely. I had Baptist Church in my head, and then the 5 Points Church came to my head, and that was actually the name of the one from the movie itself. So, there you go. If anybody wants to Facebook call in and talk to Jesus, by the way, you can throw the option out there. You have to do it on Johnny Danger Deadly.
What? Yeah, what are we talking about?
So my name's Johnny Danger Deadly on Facebook, and if you want to give us a Facebook call, feel free to ring in and talk to.
Oh no way! So we're calling. Right,
yeah.
Right, let's see. Calls. Right, you know what's
talk to El Jefe.
I want someone to call
Jesus.
in. I want someone to call in. So get on his name, right? We're in. They can add you now. Add you now. I want you to call in right now. Let's talk. I want some callers in here.
Okay.
I want some opinions.
Get some opinions on it.
I'm sure some facts. Let's get some facts on this. Get it? Facts. I work for Facts as well. I'm representing Facts. Hello, everybody.
That was very smooth. That was very well done. That's very well done.
You know.
I saw it. I will get back to the movie in a minute. I saw the one where you had to eat all that shit American candy.
Oh well, there's a lot of American candy going on, but most of it is kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I won't lie to you. I actually really like Twinkies. I know you seem to not like them.
Do you know what it was?
I goddamn love Twinkies.
It was just what the Twinkie, nice, yeah, fair enough. The aftertaste, it leaves a whole residue in your mouth that wasn't there before.
An
stingy.
aftertaste.
It's kind of a stingy though. It's
very sugary. That's why.
Yeah,
they are very sugary.
You know, I like more of a strawberry or flavoury to something.
Fruit. It sounds like is the word.
Well, like no, but like in a cake, do you know what I mean? Like a chocolatey cake, you know what I mean? But these leave just.
That's also shitloads of sugar.
Yeah, well, it's more of a flavor. Like I would prefer chocolate.
It's funny
cake.
flavour. Yeah, I get you.
But anyways, yeah.
So anyway, we're back to one of the guys has managed to run away. So there's a very kind of Guy Ritchie-esque scene as your man's running through the hallways where the camera is obviously like on a GoPro.
Yeah.
He's running through the hallways. Every door he tries, he manages to break through one. Most of them are all locked. Eventually, by just a run of coincidence, he ends up in their artillery room, where this place is hidden out.
Gives a gun, you know.
This guy is.
This man in America.
Like, if these guys weren't religious fanatics, they'd like, gee, you there? You know, like these guys were.
It's all about that in America, man.
Yeah.
Keep the gun.
Grenades, rocket launchers, like serious firepower packing in here. So the if you're watching the film at this stage, it's kind of the big guy with the mullet. Is the guy that's standing in the artillery room.
Right.
Here's the guy's running. Now, thankfully, he's only about 17, but it's America, so he knows how to.
Yeah, he knows that he was at 16. So he probably was sick, man.
No, he doesn't do it like he doesn't like Rambo up like. Yeah. But, you know, he's got the gun. He's obviously never shot an AK-47, so this is where his first mistake is.
Is he scared or is he not ready for it? He's not ready for it.
When he's standing in his jocks and they're already after watching one guy fall down.
He's pretty shook.
He's pretty shook, yeah. So he's holding the gun anyway. Your man kicks open the door. He just lets spray with the AK because they have a kick.
Yeah, so here he is.
If you don't know how to stand properly and you are...
You're in your jocks and you're shaking.
Because he's literally standing like straight leg like that and he's shaking. So...
It's gone.
But it's a small room. It's effective. Riddles your man. Unfortunately, your man shoots him. Clean in the head. Dead.
So he killed himself? Or he killed the other guy?
No, the bad guy.
He killed the bad guy?
He killed one of the bad guys.
Right.
Because there's many of them, remember?
Nice, right.
So, he kills one of them, but inadvertently, as your man gets shot in the face, he also pulls the trigger. He's going, stop shooting the kid in the face. Yeah.
What's that? I've done that on GTA before where both players kill each other and we're like, how'd that happen?
Double kill.
Yeah, we killed each other, like, do you know what I mean? How'd that? No, but it's cool, man.
Yeah, so anyway, he eventually then the other friend gets loose as well. Now,
there's only one lad left now, isn't there?
No, there's two lads. There's the guy who's still strapped to the cross, but nothing's happened to him yet.
Oh, I thought he was gone. Right?
No,
he's still hanging in there.
He's only strapped to the cross. So, he... where are we now? Oh, yeah. So, obviously now, thankfully for the guy who's strapped to the cross...
Yeah. You didn't see...
Randy. Thankfully, the guy who's strapped to the cross, they now are all very distracted because they hear gunfire.
So he's all wiggly.
Unfortunately for Randy and everybody, they go down to find the girl. Actually, I'm assuming it's her son because she keeps calling the granddad. She keeps calling Michael Parks. Daddy, tell me the prayer, Daddy.
Oh, really?
So I'm assuming that makes it's either her dad or
just. You could see why she would call it Daddy. Like she just thinks she accepts him as a new daddy.
It could be. Yeah, it could be that it's her actual dad, or it could be. Do you know the way like your man might call your dad?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So it could be in that way as well. I'm not too sure because they look like they could be in the same age group.
So there could be the item. There could be an item.
Yeah,
All right.
Not 100% sure because
you wouldn't know. It's obviously not. Yeah, you make your own mind up.
No. Yeah. So anyway, she does not take the death of the guy downstairs well. So she goes up and beats the shit out of the guy that's strapped to the cross. You know, just fucking typical chest beating kind of thing. Now, at this stage, a very smart thing is done that nobody knows what happens. So the other lad who managed to get free is after running into the room where the artillery is, where his mate's dead body is, and the other dead body is.
Your man's not a freaker looking at all his body's dead.
Yeah, he's after lying down beside the dead body, pretending to be dead.
He's doing the old, what's that film, man?
Playing dead.
Yeah, what we're doing was someone who, what was it? It was a gladiator or something like that. Don't know. Your man gets under the dead bodies anyways. And he avoids fucking people coming after him. Or they walk by shooting him or something like that. Must have been an army film.
Yeah, the funny thing about Gladiator, not a lot of guns.
No.
At the time. Spears, yes.
Spears.
Chariots, yes.
Must be on something different then.
Catapults.
Was that?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
and crossbows.
Go on, man.
Not a lot of machine guns.
No, it must have been an old army film.
It's Gladiator 2017.
And what?
This time it's personal.
It's a good tactic. I've thought of it before.
Travel through time. Yeah, but you see, you're able to travel through time.
I was there. I witnessed it.
Yeah, you can go get a gun and come back, so that when someone shows up with their sword, you can be like, "Bow, motherfucker!"
I'd just be like, you know what, fuck this, I'm out of here. Boy, I don't need to deal with this situation.
I've turned your wine into water. How'd you like that?
Yeah, man. You know what?
Turn your Friday into a Monday.
I know a lot of pubs. I know a lot of people I can piss off with this one. You know what I mean? I have the power to piss off a lot of people with that one. Ireland is not a good place to be doing that.
So anyway, we'll cut to the trailer now because we're about halfway through the film at this stage. So we'll cut to the trailer now, and then we will come back from the trailer and finish off the film.
Cool.
I actually, at the end of that trailer, I love the line because you didn't get to hear the line. There's a line between John Goodman and I can't remember the name of the actor at the minute, but he's in, like, you know him. He's lots of stuff. But it's a great line. He's kind of like, wonder how much do you think it costs to make a church like that? And he's like, are you talking in dollars or common sense? It's just such a good line. Well, such a good line. So anyway, as you saw there, John Goodman's in the movie. So I'll skip on a little bit. So anyway, eventually the second kid gets. There's at the time that the gunshots happen. Yeah. Because there's kind of like two
different separate
Michael Parsons' character leaves the church because one of the cops is showing up, the deputy. Right. So he's talking to him because they find, this is why I mentioned very specifically the car crash at the start. Right. He's like, you didn't happen to see three.
So he's going to investigate and
because the sheriff had said it to him to find the car. So, well, do you remember he said it was crashing his car? So the car is obviously parked in there.
In sight, and he's like, shit.
No, it's in their grounds. Yeah. Kind of hidden, but just you see it, like, do you know what I mean? But so anyway, the deputy's up there chatting away to him. Who is in Breaking Bad? He plays. Oh God.
Is he? Yeah, go on then. Breaking Bad, shit. Yeah, if you're talking about Breaking Bad, a lot of characters, a lot of different situations.
It's Jesse's. You know the way Jesse has two best mates.
Yeah.
You know the bigger one.
Bigger guy.
There's Skinny Pete.
Yeah.
And then there's it's like,
I
like
don't know.
raccoon
I know or something. I know. You know, he's the
big guy.
He's the guy who goes through the deal on the bench, isn't it?
Yeah. Him, that's him. Yeah, the guy in the hot dogs. yeah. That's him. So he's the deputy in it, and actually also the mother of one of the kids is played by Walter White's wife from Breaking Bad as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh right. So that's crazy, man.
Just to point out.
Mm-hmm.
Not that Kevin Smith has anything to do with Breaking Bad.
Well,
anyway. I fucking seriously love Breaking Bad.
I need to watch it.
If you watched Stand of Nightmares on Thursday, you would have seen me with my Breaking Bad jumper and my Breaking Bad supersized pint glass, so I love Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I do. I like it, you know.
So anyway, he's up chatting away to Michael Parks' character, who's the kind of the reverend of the church.
Yeah.
Very funny banter between him. He was like, do you remember when you were over protesting that Pope getting buried when you were in the Vatican? And he was like, yeah. He was like, what do you think Italy was like? He was like, because I've been looking for somewhere to take my wife on our 5-year anniversary. And he was like, what do you think of Italy? And he was like, well, I tell you, it's full of Italians. I gotta warn you about that. Like, it's like, full of Italians. Okay, that's funny. Ha ha ha. At which stage they heard the kid who was downstairs let off the AK-47.
Right.
So obviously, Badger. That's
right.
Badger. There you
got his name.
There you go. So obviously, the guy who played the deputy's like, what the F?
Yeah.
Goes to ring it in. One of the guys comes out, bang, shoots the deputy clean in the face. As the sheriff hears it.
Because basically he's not going back into the report.
Yeah, then you get to see how manipulative Michael Parks' character is, because the sheriff's about to go, he's like, I'm calling in all the backup and blah, blah, blah. He's like, well, I got to tell you now, for a man who likes bringing those young Hispanic boys over the mountain and letting them do dirty things to him inside of his car, I don't know.
He's justifying.
Considering I know on several occasions when you've done it and I have tapes of you doing such things, I don't know how your wife would take it. So well, if you're okay with coming, by all means, send up the backup. But the best thing you could do is shut your mouth. But eventually the sheriff has a case of good conscience and he calls the FBI because it's at this stage it's a hostage. They know there's hostages. They know the kids are there. And they've shot his deputy clean in the fucking face.
That's ridiculous, man.
That's when you get a very cool call between John Goodman, which I'm going to try and have to skip on a little bit because we're actually hitting over the hour mark now.
Oh, jeez.
So, time flies when you're talking to Jesus. So anyway, basically, John Goodman gets called in. There's a funny line when he's talking to his superior because he's basically like, oh, I hate doing this kind of field work now. He's like, blah, blah. He's like, oh, look, dude, it's just a bunch of hicks up in wherever. It'll be a walk in the park. And needless to say, they all show up anyway. FBI are there. The sheriff shows up. The sheriff's is fucking rattled between the phone call. He's already had about 2 bottles of bourbon down his neck. So the second kid, who we'd forgotten about, who pretended to be dead, he gets up. He gets an AK-47, runs past all the guys. They chase him through the house. Eventually, he gets out the door.
Bang!
Huzzah! I'm free. He's running. He's running. He's good. He's got his AK.
Like
bang! Sheriff shoots him in the head.
What the
Because
heck?
he's running with the AK. He thinks he's running at them. Even though John Goodman...
Oh my God.
Even though John Goodman told him to definitely do not shoot under any position. So he just... Bang.
That is like a mind... Fuck.
Shitbuzz. So the only one that's left is the lad that stuck to the cross. So he's still stuck to the cross.
So they still don't even know he's in there. They just shot.
So anyway, needless to say, at this stage, everybody knows the cops are outside. They've all tooled up because, as we saw earlier in the film, there's a series.
Showdown, I'm feeling.
Oh, showdown! There's out of an hour and a half movie, there's a solid 40 minutes of gunfight.
Holy crap, man!
It's impeccable.
I gotta watch that one.
So, needless to say, John Goodman isn't happy with the sheriff. Then, skipping on a little bit, they get a call from head office saying that they are technically, even because they are a religious order and because they have hostages, they are now technically declared as terrorists.
Really?
So you have full permission to shoot to kill.
Right. So
they basically
doesn't hold up anymore.
It's basically that dopey sheriff is after shooting an innocent kid. We can't get caught associated with this. Fucking kill them all.
Right.
John Goodman doesn't want to do that, but John Goodman ends up obeying orders technically.
Yeah.
So they end up
blowing ass.
They all start shooting up. There's a girl inside who feels bad because there's kids and everything in there.
Yeah.
So she's trying to get the kids out. She uncuts or final one of the hostages down off the cross to try and help her. There's a bit of an argument between them. He was kind of like, you were going to fucking let me get killed, which he's understandably pissed.
Yeah, I would be like, Yeah, have one of these first.
I thought I was getting my bit, and instead of getting my bit, I would go cellophane.
Reg, biggest cock block ever.
Oh, such cock block of biblical proportions.
Bang,
Boom, just massive block of C. So anyway, they eventually got on the same page because he's not an arsehole and he doesn't want a load of kids getting shot up. Yeah. They run out to talk to John Goodman. Mad shit happens there. Massive shootout.
Like a lot of tension.
Yeah, massive shootout. I have to say, you have to go if you haven't seen it. It's such an epic job from Kevin Smith, and it's recent. It's, as I said, 2011. So last 6 years, and it's kind of like snuck in under the radar somehow. I think with a lot of people. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome. It's nice to see him not do a comedy, even though it still has some of that real Kevin Smith dialogue and real Kevin Smith comedy undertones in it. Sometimes just with the dialogue, but still while having a serious topic. But it's kind of like 50% horror movie, 50% awesome shoot 'em up.
Well, then I actually, you know what?
But it's all about
you've got the horror.
How religion can turn people mental.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. You know, there's too much. Your religion can be adapted in so many ways.
Yeah, is that true? It's that's the dangerous thing with a lot of this stuff is it's all up for interpretation, isn't it?
Yeah. That's where
one person hugging their neighbour is another person beating their wife. Do you know, it's
Ooh, you know,
it's just a crazy thing. It's a powerful thing. It's something that we can't get into.
Mm-hmm.
Where we get
not enough time to get into that stuff.
We don't have time, and I'm not willing to do it on this. People can ping where I live.
Yeah,
so that'd be all good. So that's pretty much it from us. Definitely go check out Red State. Definitely go check out The Exorcist
if you haven't already.
If you haven't already, do go. I didn't do the best review of The Exorcist. I apologise for that, but
we did.
I was very distracted.
No, well, it was still there's crazy shit going on in that movie.
There's a lot of crazy shit going on in the movie. We've covered that, and we've also covered your standpoint and what's on the checklist of Jesus from his side of an exorcism, which is remarkably like what is on the priest side of an exorcism. I would have thought the last thing you'd want to be bringing to Anton was crosses, to be honest.
No, I can't. I see this water. I have this water everywhere I go. You know, if I had any magic powers, I don't even think I'd turn it into wine, man. I love water.
It's very well. It's a tasty treat. It tastes like nothing, but feels like everything.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's juicy. I love juicy. Water is juicy.
How it's not juicy, dude? Sorry, I can't even. Jesus, I can't let you.
Because here's the thing.
If it was juicy, it'd be juice.
I don't drink alcohol. I don't really drink anything else other than probably a bit of milk for cereal. But other than that, nothing goes past my lips.
Milk's juicy. That's cow juice.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. But I'm using the word as a...
Although I suppose you could call that earth juice if you want to be...
Yeah, how about that? It's juicy earth juice.
You can't throw my own line back in my face.
Get wrecked. Jesus does that.
I will get wrecked. Okay, so on that, from me, Johnny Deadly, and from Jesus, go see Exorcist, go see Red State. Make sure to go check us out on emeraldgoresociety.com and
do it.
Go check us out on the YouTube page, which this will probably be up in an hour if you happen to miss the start of it and you don't want to wait for it to load up.
And I will be in there in the comments, I'm sure. So
we'll be in there and we'll be chatting away in the comments for a little bit longer and stuff like that if you want to, or you can tell us off. Whatever. So anyway, as I said, from myself, Johnny Deadly, and from
me, Paul is
our
Jesus.
Lord, our Saviour,
Jesus,
El Jefe, Gorecast out.
Woo!